What's going on, everybody? This is Bok Choy back again with another weekly event video. I apologize that this one's a little bit late. I wasn't really going to make a video, but after a little bit of practice, I kind of got a hang of this track. So I figured I'd put it out there just in case anybody was having some trouble with it. And as you can see, I was having a lot of trouble with it this week. But anyway, a trick that I kind of picked up this week is you guys obviously all know about having to go easy on the throttle. But with the braking here, there's a little bit, I pause a little bit after braking before I start downshifting. So unlike the 2020 cars, hit the brakes, pause a little bit, and then start your downshifts. Anyway, coming into turn one here, going down to second gear. As you can see, the downshifts are really delayed. Trying to pick up the traction, but it's really difficult in this McLaren. Hit the brakes, pause, downshift down to second, and let the car coast into that right hand, left hand turn at the end of that little roundabout there. Same thing into these couple corners here. Brake, pause, downshift, and then slowly ease onto the throttle. Really easy to lose traction and spin out the car in this McLaren. This is probably the third event in the last month and a half that we've had to use this, the 98 McLaren. So hopefully most of you should have a better grasp of the car by now. So coming down to the end of this long straight, slow downshifts down to first, easy on the throttle. We were up almost 4/10 before that last straight there, but it's really difficult to keep a positive delta once you've kind of hit your limit on a certain track. These couple corners here, kind of just roll the car in. You don't really need to hit the brakes for all of them. Just kind of watch my telemetry at the bottom there, and then kind of figure out what works for you guys. And then coming into the final corner of the lap here, we are up 2/10. I feel like we probably, our personal best could probably be down by a 144.2 or a 144.3 if we could just hit every corner perfectly. But that consistency I haven't really gotten down yet in this car. Anyway, we're going to head into qualifying. I could only get 2 laps done because I lollygagged on my final lap trying to create space with the car in front of me, and I missed the finish line or the start line by about 3 seconds. So I'm kind of an idiot there. But yeah, honestly, with this car, you just got to be easy on the throttle, easy on the brakes, and you really just have to roll into the corners. I know I say that in every 98 McLaren video that I make. Here's the setup: 4.8 wings, 170 transmission, -3.1, -1.4, 0.09.32 geometry, 335622 suspension, brakes 157, tires 1 above minimum, and weight distribution is 8. This is not my setup. Again, I took this from a guy named Sean Leaks. I'm not sure if he has his own channel or whatever on YouTube, but his setups seem to be perfect for me. So all the credit goes to him. I did try screwing around with it, but no matter what I did, you know, just lower the front wings by 1, or just lower the suspension by 1, or raise it by 1. No matter what I did, no matter the smallest change I made to this setup, the car instantly became unstable. So Sean Leaks, wherever you are, whoever you are, I don't know how you do it, but thank you for making these setups. So this is our first lap in qualifying. You got to be careful, because if you spend time practicing in time trial, the car feels a whole lot lighter. And I did think about making or raising the wings by 1, but I felt like I would have lost too much time on the straights. And as you can see from the mini map on the bottom left, Vietnam is pretty much half of the track of Vietnam is straights. So carefully rolling the car through these corners here. You can't really power through the corners like the 2020 cars. You will end up losing traction, losing a lot of time. Again, I don't really know what makes a quick lap. I'm not really sure what I'm doing correctly. I kind of just drive, so just kind of watch the video, watch the telemetry, watch the racing line, and hopefully you guys can kind of pick up on a couple things that I'm doing that'll definitely help you out. I wish I knew a little bit more about the minor details of this game, what I'm doing wrong, what I'm doing right, but I just kind of more or less drive on instinct than I do on knowledge. I'm not too familiar with the mechanics or the physics of this game. Just kind of watch other people drive, watch what they're doing with their throttle and brake, where they're turning in, where they're braking, how hard they're braking, and it seems to help me out a little bit. Very tentative on this first lap here. Obviously, the first lap in qualifying, you do kind of want to get the quickest lap, but you want to just put in a banker lap, give you a delta to work off of for your second or third laps if you get a chance to run more laps. Usually I crash out of my first laps in these weekly event qualifyings, but this time I put in a pretty decent lap, a 1:46.03. Not too bad. About a second and a half down from my time trial times, but obviously the car is a lot different than time trial. So 1:46 flat is a respectable time. Putting on a new set of tires, going out for my second lap here. At the very least, I want to get to the mid 145s. It looks like the top 10 or so are around the mid 145s to the high 145s. So that's where I'm kind of aiming for. This week there's only about 1,000 people so far that have qualified, and it's Thursday already, kind of late in the week. But I feel like people kind of jumped on, saw that it was a classic car challenge, saw that it was Hanoi, and figured, screw it, I'm not gonna bother. And that's pretty much what I thought when I jumped on Monday afternoon to check out this weekly event. But I think Wednesday, I started doing some practicing on the track, and I was seeing a little bit of improvement, so I figured why not do a borrowed setup video and a qualifying video for this track. So we do start off down from our first lap, but through this first roundabout here, we quickly go green, which is good. Again, I'm not really sure what I did differently than the first time, but green is always good for me. I also find in this McLaren car, or just classic cars in general, you do have to brake a little bit earlier. I'm not really sure why, but the car likes to lock up a lot easier. I'm sure it's just got to do with the technology of older cars not being as good as the newer cars. So later on the brakes, earlier on the brakes, later on the throttle, roll through the corners, try to keep as high of a minimum speed to the corners as possible. I know it's kind of tough in these cars just because the traction and grip aren't really there, and there's not as much downforce on the car, so it's a little bit difficult, but you just got to be patient with this car and you'll kind of figure it out. Obviously it's not a 2020 car, so don't aim for 2020 car lap times. I think Enzo Filipao, who is either an esports driver or will soon be an esports driver, his fastest time in time trial was a 1:44.2, I think it was. So anything in the 1:45 to 1:46 range is a respectable time. But anyway, there we go. Final lap there, or second lap, but we didn't get to complete our final lap. But a 1:45.66, good enough for 9th place. Again, only about 1,000 people there, so nothing to be too proud of. But thank you guys for watching this video. I hope it's helped you out. Stay tuned for more videos. Remember to eat your Bok Choy, and please, if you think I've deserved it, leave a like, comment, or subscribe. Thank you.